Hi, and welcome to the BookEnds YouTube channel. I'm Jessica Faust, and as you can see, I'm manning the ship alone. We have gone into isolation, as have many, and I'm the only one left in the office by myself while everybody else works remotely. We hope, most importantly, that everybody stays safe and healthy. But we thought in this time of uncertainty, when many are working from home and also just trying to focus, maybe putting up a few extra videos would give somebody some entertainment, some knowledge, or just something to do. Whatever you need. So today, since I'm alone, I'm probably not going to be as lively as James and I are together, but I'm going to give you some personal insight on things that maybe are more about me and less about BookEnds. One of the questions I often get is, why did I become an agent? Some of you might know that I was an editor for years. I started my career actually at Berkeley Publishing, at the time part of Putnam Berkeley. Of course, that's evolved many times since then, but that's where I started at what was the mass market imprint of Putnam Berkeley. I was hired by a romance editor and a mystery editor to do primarily romance and mysteries, but I also enjoyed doing some mass market nonfiction when mass market nonfiction was actually a thing. Really isn't as much anymore. But over time, I felt that maybe being an editor wasn't exactly what I wanted, and I decided to give agenting a shot, hence BookEnds. And I have to say, I really know that I found the right fit. The first answer I give when asked, what is it about agenting that I like, is that I get to do whatever I want. As an editor, you're constricted to the confines of the publishing house, which means if you work for a romance publisher, you are really only going to be working on romance novels. If you work for a nonfiction publisher, you're only going to be working on nonfiction, so on and so forth. Some are even more restricted. Some nonfiction publishers are strictly, let's say, business or health. Some publishers, of course, are just romance, but others might have a little more variety. Some romance, some mystery. It really depends where you end up and find your own fit. As an agent, however, I get to do everything. Sometimes as my whims change, but sometimes just as I change as a person and as an agent. When BookEnds first opened its doors, I was doing quite a bit of nonfiction, and I loved it. But one of the reasons we switched from a packager to an agent is I really missed working on fiction and wanted to be doing more of that. So I was able to take on more fiction and frankly do quite a bit of it. A few years ago, I took a break from nonfiction. The company was going through some changes, and I needed to focus on our fiction list. Since then, I have come back to nonfiction, and I'm really loving the books I've been taking on. The nice thing about being an agent is that I don't have the same restrictions as editors do. I can take on books that might not be right for a big five house, knowing it might not be right for a big five house, but still something I feel passionate about. Maybe something in the realm of spirituality that would be very specific to a spiritual publisher. Or maybe a business book that wouldn't quite be right for a big five publisher, but would be perfect for a business publisher. The same could hold true as fiction. Sometimes we take on fiction projects that we know might be a little bit more off the beaten track. But if it's not right for big five, we can always search out those small publishers, those more literary publishers, whatever it might be, and find a home for it there. As an editor, I don't always have those possibilities because I work for one publisher. One of the number two, I guess, the second thing I love most about being an agent is the ability to brainstorm in my edits with the author. As an editor, my job was pretty much to edit, to give revisions, to do line edits, to strengthen the book and make it the best it can be. As an agent, I feel like I get to go a little deeper with the author. I get to really get in there and brainstorm and say to the author, well, what if we did this? What if you tried this? In fact, with some authors, sometimes I'll see something or have an idea or something they say might spur something on, and I can actually say, hey, have you thought about writing a book on that? Now, editors will do that sometimes, certainly, and I'm sure some of you, especially if published, have great stories about your editors working with you on an idea, maybe even giving you an idea to run with. But as an agent, I feel like I get to do that a little bit more. The other thing I have time to do as an agent and feel as part of my job is if I have an idea, I can go out and find the author to write it. Typically in nonfiction, I think that's a little trickier in fiction, but if I have a great idea, I've certainly been known to go to my own clients and say, hey, I have an idea. Is this something that might interest you? And we can run from there. So I love doing that brainstorming aspect of editing. And I still get to edit, which is great. So I'm not missing out on that part of the job that I loved when I was an editor. The third thing I love about agenting is the ability to keep selling the book. My job as an agent isn't to just sell that book the first time to a publisher. It's to do that and then sell it the second time and the third time and the fourth time. And that is really fun for me. As an editor, you would buy the book once and then hopefully continue a career with the author buying more and more books. But as an agent, I'm hopefully selling foreign rights to the book and audio rights to the book, and of course, film, performance, TV, whichever that area is, rights to the book. As an editor at a publisher, I would buy the rights, and if the publisher held them, other people in the company would sell those rights. But me as an agent, I get to work with people in my company to sell those, and that's fun because I get to make deal after deal after deal, and who doesn't love making a deal? The fourth thing I really love about being an agent is the ability to partner with somebody. I view the author-agent relationship as a partnership. We work together as a team to build this career. And that partnership is really a wonderful and magical thing. It's a business partnership. Sometimes it's a friendship. Especially in these times, we've been checking in with our authors, making sure people are safe, helping them out where we can. I know for some of you, writing right now is really tough. If you have an agent, let your agent know. That's my job, even if it's just listening. But it's also, what can we do? Do you need an extension? Can we talk to your publisher? Is there more time in there? If you're struggling, that's part of the job. That's part of the partnership. And that's what that's what I'm here to help you with. And lastly, the fifth thing that I love most about being an agent is the long-term relationship we have. Some of my clients have been with me for nearly 20 years. And it's wonderful to watch them grow and evolve as authors and to be part of that process. From their first book to their 30th, they have become different writers and different people, and their career has evolved in the same way. And it's really fun to be there to work with them to make that happen, to make those transitions from writing one thing to something different, or to watch them write one thing and watch their writing get deeper and richer, to maybe take them from one publishing house to a different publishing house, or to be the person to stand there and always be by their side should they have a new editor. Editors move, sometimes editors change. Sometimes they change houses, sometimes they just move around within a house. As an agent, my purpose, part of my job, is to be there, to be that person who's always going to stand there, hopefully, and be sort of a consistent business partner through all of this, so that when those transitions happen, however they may happen, the author and I can work together in the long term to cement that career and keep it growing and building without losing any momentum. So truly, I found my fit in being an agent. I really do love what I do. And don't get me wrong, I love being an editor too. But there's a difference. There's a difference in the jobs, and some love one while others love the other. And I really love being an agent. And I hope you learned something here. I hope you weren't bored to death without James. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us. And we will be back with more videos. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.